G'day rankers, welcome back. Are you keeping up with all the AI announcements? It's like sucking on a fire hose at the moment. There is so much coming out. The latest has been a new model from Anthropic, the people who make Claude, and they've just been coming out with announcement after announcement. They've just been shipping product. It's been unbelievable. And even today, they've launched their new managed agents, which I won't even get into, but their latest model they're not releasing just yet because they're saying it is just too powerful for you and I to have. And first of all, what they're going to do is they're going around to all the major software providers around the world and they're saying, patch your stuff because our new model has just found all these vulnerabilities in it. And this is stuff that literally runs the web. A lot of this software that they're reaching out to. And some people are saying, look, this is just hyping up the model, the new model, maybe, because OpenAI did this with GPT-2 back in 2019 or something. So we've seen this sort of statement before, but the truth of the matter is that these models are getting smarter and smarter. They're training and then learning and they're building on themselves, right? We've entered into this stage of recursive development for these models. So they're all getting better and better. And also, keep in mind that open source models, the free ones that anyone can download, are usually about 6 months behind the latest state-of-the-art model like this. So, by the new year, we will have possibly a model that's the equivalent in power to what Claude is saying, we can't release this yet, right? That's how fast it's moving. And that means anybody can download it. Anyone can use this technology. So we are entering, I think, into uncertain times. The other thing that's happened this week is that Google has come out and said what a lot of us, the writing was on the wall. And that is that the agentic search is the future of search, basically. And we said back in January when Google released WebMCP that it looks like they're going to have some sort of agent in the browser. Well, the new version of Chrome, which you can get today, has Google Gemini built in. So it can access your browser, the web page that you're on, all those sorts of stuff. You don't have to worry about logins and all that sort of stuff because if you're logged in, it's logged in, it can see what you need it to see and all those sorts of things. In amongst all that, I've seen this increase in businesses and individuals saying, you need to be using AI to create a deluge of content, to create content at scale. Look, this has never worked. Some people will say, yes, it works. It works for a period until the search engines back in the day worked out that you're spamming them. And there's plenty of cases of that recently. This is one case in point where their site, they did all this stuff and their site got flagged for spam. And the idea that we're in an age where these models are getting smarter and smarter and smarter, do you really think that creating content for no one's going to read it? People are doing this in the hope that it will surface them in Google and large language models and they'll get clicks. But no one's reading that stuff. At best, they'll use their agent to summarize your 2,000 piece of AI slop. And that's what's happening. So we've even had big names in the AI space like Replit come out and endorse this sort of activity, which is just crazy because you're just creating noise. And yeah, you need great content. Don't get me wrong, e-commerce needs great content. And that great content is, I want to know everything about your product. I want to know if it's what the weight is, what the color is, and I want that information to be easily accessible so I can get it in a split second. And as we've said before, the easier that you make it to buy, the more people will buy. The faster you make it to buy, the more people will buy. And now we're entering to a stage where Google's going to have the checkout. I think they've already got the checkout now appearing in some of their tools, where you'll be able to check out. We've seen OpenAI talk about that last week in ChatGPT. And so this is going to be the norm, right? We're not going to sit there, click on a blue link, research the page, hit the back button. We're not going to be doing that anymore. Now, you might argue, and some SEOs have argued, that oh yeah, but ChatGPT and Claude and all these tools are, insignificant when compared to Google. Well, yeah, but Google's doing this as well, right? Google's moving away from those 10 blue links. And what we've seen with SKAW is the activity of the bots is increasing. And just in the last month, we've seen this big uptick in the Claude bot coming out to our client sites. You can go and download SKAW if you're on Shopify. If you're on WordPress, I'll have that ready for you later this week. And you can download that and have a look at what the bots are doing on your site as well. And to me, it's fascinating to see which products are getting the visits from these bots. And some of it, a lot of it is user driven, right? So if you've got a popular product that people always buy a lot, then chances are you're going to get a lot more traffic to that product from the bots because people are using these tools to find that product. Makes sense. What I'm fascinated by, though, is why some categories of client are converting really, really well, and others that are getting good traffic from these tools are not converting really, really well. And that's where the opportunity lies for us. That's where we can see, because we've got it across multiple sites, different categories, all of that sort of thing. We can now see where the traffic's coming in, what it's looking at, and compare those conversion rates with similar categories, or, looking at the content. What is the defining factor here? What we can tell you is that the more the chatbots come into your site, the more you will sell through those chatbots. Duh. But what is still the piece that I'm looking at to try to nut out for a couple of clients is why are their conversion rates so low when they get this traffic coming in. And I think that lies in the content. I think that lies in the information that they're providing to the agent or the user. And that's where your focus should be if you're talking about content. It shouldn't be about creating 1,000 blog posts. Please don't do that. Anyone, if you're watching this, stop now. Go and download SKAW if you're on Shopify. And I'd be interested in seeing what you're seeing on your site with the bots. I've also just recently included the Google shopping bot in there, and we've also got the new Google user agent in there that is, will flag visits from other Google products like NotebookLM, where the user has instructed the agent to do something and the agent comes out to your site. So all that's going to be tracked as well. So it is fascinating. It is interesting times. If there's anything you have questions about where we're heading and what you're seeing, and if you're confused, please comment. Everyone is. And if we all comment and we all share, then we will learn from each other. Thanks very much. Hopefully that's helpful. Please remember, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends and comment. And we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.